What's up everybody, I'm Abatage and welcome back to Banished. We currently have a hospital being built right next to the pub. Probably a good move. Emergency services won't have to go very far. But we're boosting through at 10 times speed. Look at our beautiful city centre. This is wonderful, isn't it? There's a few people living in the heart of the town. They're really kind of the old school people. They're the originals. We're maxing out our food constantly. We're maxing out our firewood. We're doing fantastic. And our hospital's built, so let's assign a physician straight away. 0 patients. That's what we need. And essentially, it's a bit of an odd building to build because they essentially need... They have 0 patients most of the time. Because it's only when there's an outbreak of a disease that they actually get patients. But if you've got a herbalist who is keeping everyone healthy along the way, then, yeah, they're fine. They won't need to go see the physician unless there's an outbreak of something, in which case we'll get told and it'll come up as an alert. And over this side of the hood, we've got our fishing dock. Look at this. Beautiful. So, can we assign some fishermen? Yes, we can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. And it's already maxed out on food, but that's okay. Let's chuck a road in. Right there, so they can get to that barn nice and easy. Valerie the stonecutter was crushed by a rock. That happens, unfortunately. But look, our fishermen have rocked up to do some fishing. Oh, look at him go. Good old Killinell. Dallo's just playing because it's a child. Forez is finding a tool. Damar is working. Damar's a fisher lady. Oh, that deer just kind of went, screw you guys, I'm coming through. They do kind of flip out a little like that, which is interesting. Thankfully, we're just hanging on with all these people dying, and we've got enough labourers to, you know, pick up the slack. We haven't quite run out of replacements yet. Speed her up again. Our quarry is going nicely. Slowly getting dug out and chipped away. We've got plenty of tools. We've got plenty of clothes. Our trading post is stocked up, ready to trade stuff. In fact, we might actually put some more clothes in there, just because. And we could even do with some more tools, because they're making loads of tools. Although we're going to be ripping through them a lot more because of this quarry that's going on. But we could even perhaps make some more houses, because our food is constantly getting maxed out. We've got 22 chickens on the go. Look at them go. Our barn is kind of empty. There's some eggs, some fish, some hide coats. Nice, nice, nice. Let's pop in... Should we start building stone houses? We've got a fair bit of stone. And these need 40 stone and 10 iron. We've only got 10 iron total, so... let's not do that. Let's actually get some folks out to gather up some iron. Gather up all that iron. Oh goodness. Snow's coming in. It's late winter. I can gather up all this iron. And all this... wait. All this iron. Beautiful. Off you trot. So yeah, our food is constantly getting maxed out at the moment, which is nice, and means that we'll be able to expand a little as we go, which is very, very good. In fact, let's pop a couple of houses in here, just for good measure. Now, that will take us even with the road, which is nice. We just run out of labourers, so the next person who dies isn't going to get replaced immediately. It's a little disturbing. Hence why we need to expand. So we're kind of reaching our tipping point right now. So we'll chuck a couple of houses in behind the hospital. We'll have to keep an eye on our event log to make sure that if anyone dies, we can replace them manually. We never really went up here though, did we? We could bring some fishermen up here and that sort of thing if we, when we really max out, we can, yeah, start fishing the lakes and that sort of thing. Because they're not the most efficient when it comes to food production. Like, we haven't had a full season yet, but they're not the best considering how many people they use up. Like, there's 4 jobs that get used in there. And I would hazard a guess that the gatherer, with the same amount of jobs per gatherer hut, would pull in way more food than the fishermen do. Still got loads of stone remaining there. Beautiful. Once we get a surplus of labourers again, we'll start working on the old... We'll put a mine in. I love how this area around the forester stays lush and dense. Just like around here. Doesn't matter what you do outside of it, it'll still keep lushing and densing it up. Cool, we've had a few more children born. We've had a couple of people become students. That's what we want. The more of that happens, the better, as far as I'm concerned. What is the max for our food? Because we seem to be dropping a little bit right now. Food max is 15,000 and we're down to just under 14,000. So maybe we are beginning to use more than we can produce. But it's hard to say because last season we got maxed out so much that we couldn't harvest all of our crops. Aha, someone's died. So this is why I like having labourers as backup, because Tashawana, the blacksmith, has died of old age and no labourer is available to replace her. So, because that was a single job, that's why I kind of like making sure that someone is there to replace her, so that we don't run, because no one's a blacksmith at the moment, no one's making tools. But having said that, we'll delete one of our builders and we'll add them to a blacksmith, and now that our builders have completed those houses, we'll get rid of the builders altogether. And good, we've got some crops coming in, so hopefully our food will hang in there a bit longer. We've come up a bit since I last looked at it. We're just over 14,000 now. So let's keep that trend going, and oh, we just dropped under again. Let's see how we last out through this. Let's check our pathing. Oh, cleric lives right next door. I like seeing them live right next door. It kind of warms your heart. Kind of shows that they can just pop home for a meal when they're hungry. They don't have to travel very far. They can just go home and do it. It's no drama. Cool, we've got a few more labourers being built. Not being built. Coming into play. Ah, gatherers are coming from here. Could probably do with even another house over this way. Merchant has arrived. Let's see what you got, Mr. Merchant. Walnut seeds. Ah. They could be useful, although more orchards, but you can get pretty big before you actually run out of variety if you keep buying seeds and that sort of thing, so that's quite good. Like, you can keep building more and more fields and orchards and everything and have everyone a different produce or a different type of seed or plant or whatever you want to call it, and still do pretty well, I think, and still like cover a fair amount of production and land. Okay, so we've got 2,000 worth of firewood there. Tools we could probably do with giving up a couple. Oh, we're already overpaying. Need an additional 40. Overpaying by 120. So we only need maybe 5? If my maths is correct. Beautiful. Trade. We now have walnuts. And this is probably a good time to have a little look at, while we let things cruise through, this other tab in here, the trade items one, which we had a quick look at initially, but we didn't have anything unlocked, so we couldn't do much with it. But now that we've got a trading post and everything, you can see that these are the things we've unlocked. We've got corn and squash, which we started with, apple, which we started with, But we've unlocked chickens and walnut and pecan. And you can see there's a whole lot of other stuff as well. And this basically lets you know if you've got all the varieties that are available, I guess. And we're maxing out our food again. Goodness gracious, we keep maxing out food. So we're going to build some more houses because, god damn it, let's boom this thing. Let's chuck one down here. We don't actually have any builders at the moment, but that's okay. We'll get some. Let's chuck some around here. We'll create a road up behind this. But we kind of need some dense housing for these mining operations. So that's cool. This can come up here. And up here. That can connect up to there again. Nice. And yeah, we might as well drag that all the way across. So let's grab... Oh, we got an extra labourer, so we can pop them both into building. We can make this a little bit denser over this side of town. Hopefully we'll get some more kids, we'll use up some more of this food because we keep maxing it out like there's no tomorrow. In fact, our barns are fairly empty, so we could even... Well, some of our barns are fairly empty, so we could probably even raise the limit some more. It's like I always say... Better to have too much than not enough. Let's do that. Let's raise that limit. Let's raise it all the way to 20,000. And we can always build more barns if they fill up too quickly. 20,000 food. That should be plenty. But at least it will help us get maximum yield from all of our food producers. Which is essentially a very, very good thing. Efficiency is king. Speed this up so we can watch them build these houses nice and quickly. Although we've got 2 builders of 8 jobs. But that's okay, it just means they'll take their time going through it. And I often have less builders than I need. Because it doesn't really make a difference. It just makes them build slower, that's all. Whereas, you know, you can wait for things to be built most of the time. But if someone is really, really starving and needs, say, some food or needs some clothing, you need people to be working those jobs to the most efficient they can be, to the max capacity, so that you can pump it out nice and quick and, you know, get it all going. Let's have a quick look at this, see if we can enhance this any more. Ooh, we are low on firewood, we might have to just drop this a little. Let's do that for now. Let's drop that down to 240, because we won't need to trade anything right away, but we don't want to use up all the firewood that's available either. Reserve of firewood is low, I know. In fact, we might even create another woodcutter. I think we're about due. We haven't done one for a while. Might have to get one working. We could even put one in here. I know it's taking up more of the forester's domain, but it's kind of nice having... Oh, it's quite a full stockpile. It's quite nice having a woodcutter right next to a pile of logs. Let's do that. Because firewood is something that we never want to run out of. That's actually makes me very scared to know that we're getting quite low. Even if it has pumped up again because we slackened off the trading post a little. It's still worth doing, I think. We now have 2 of 9 jobs going on the builders. Got a house up here. Nice. Most of these dudes will probably be stonecutters, I imagine. Yeah. I mean, we can up our stonecutters as well once we get more labourers going. That house is done. Nice. Now a gatherer. Wow. They are travelling. Oh, woodcutter. In fact, let's make someone a woodcutter straight away so that they can just start chopping wood as soon as that thing's built. So you can see this dude here has a question mark above their name, which means they are assigned as a woodcutter, but they don't have anywhere to do their job. But that's okay, they'll figure it out eventually. And then once this is built, they'll start working immediately as well, which is what we want. Oh, these houses are going up like there's no tomorrow. Another one. We just got 4 more houses on the scene. The thing that does worry me, which I should look at, and I didn't, foolishly, and that empty house there kind of makes me worried, is how are we going for families? Ah, see, now we've got way too many homes. 29 families and 33 homes. Looks like we built a little bit too much too quickly. But, you know, what are you gonna do? Woodcutter will be complete soon and this little question mark will go away. Bam. So there we go, firewood should be getting done with a gusto. We've got a trader coming in. Let's pump our firewood stock back up at the trading post in case they have anything good, and then we'll probably call it a day. Probably grab some more clothes too while we're at it. And some more tools. What have you got for me, tradie? Cabbage seeds. Oh man, so many seeds. And I love buying the seeds when you get the chance because it really, you know, just is good. I find it really worthwhile buying the seeds because they last and they help you produce more items and that sort of thing. Okay, I think I need 15. You must trade an additional 20 units. Okay, so if we do 20 units. Overpaying by 280 units. Wow. What if we just add 2 onto there? Overpaying by 10 units. Whatever, we'll overpay. Trade for those cabbage seeds. And that, kind viewer, is where we are going to leave it. And hopefully these houses will fill up. We got a bit of ahead of ourselves there, and that's why we've got some single people living around here. And there's probably some singles living elsewhere as well. Yep, our cleric has decided to be celibate. We've got some single parents here. Yeah. 29 families, 33 homes. We need to... Remind me, no more homes until we've really busted it out. Until our population has grown a shitload. But thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.